Hello and welcome to Montenegro, and in today's video I'm going to explain to you exactly why I've decided to live in Montenegro as a digital nomad. If you're new to the channel, my name is James Eardley. I've run a e-commerce business that's generated over 7 figures, and it's allowed me time and location freedom, and I create these videos to help you to achieve the same success. And today, as you can see, I'm walking along the beautiful front along the fjord in Kotor in Montenegro. I'm walking towards Kotor now, and I'm going to take you with me and explain to you exactly why I've chosen to live here for 4 weeks while I'm having travels around Europe. So, a few considerations. The first thing is the quality of life and the cost of living. So, in terms of quality of life, the first thing that comes to my mind is the weather and being able to be outdoors. Today is October. It's October the 2nd, and I can't quite believe that today is going to be sunny and 22 degrees, which is of course unheard of in the UK, and I'd never get that sort of thing. So I'm wearing a hoodie now because it's sort of first thing in the morning and the sun hasn't risen too high, and it hasn't yet really shone over the mountains because we're in a valley here in Kotor. But when it does come through today, it's going to be a beautiful day in October, and the difference that makes is huge. I mean, to your mood, you know, when it's a grey day in the UK and it's not particularly inspiring in October, usually somewhere between 10, 14 degrees, 15 degrees, and it's a bit drizzly, a bit grey, not the most inspiring. Whereas when you come here and the skies are blue, it just lifts you up. There's a different atmosphere when it's like this, and it makes a big difference to me and my mood and how much I can enjoy the day. So 22 degrees we're expecting today. It allows me to get out first thing in the morning like this and come for a walk along the front. It also allows me to enjoy the views from the balcony that we've got at the apartment that we're staying, all round it's a more inspiring place. Instead of what I used to have in the UK, which would be getting up, it's still quite dark at that time. It stays kind of grey and drizzly for the majority of the day, and it's then dark when you get to the end of the day as well in October time, especially going through the winter. Whereas you come to a place like this, which is only about a 3-hour flight away in Europe, and it's warm and a lot more inspiring to be outdoors and have a bit more of a healthy lifestyle getting out and about, I'd say. So for mental health and physical health as well, it's a lot nicer to have that weather. Now, in terms of cost of living, I'd say it's pretty comparable to where I was living before in Manchester, in the north of the UK. It's actually going to work out slightly cheaper. The apartment that we're in is definitely cheaper compared to living in Manchester. But in terms of groceries, eating out, it's reasonable. I wouldn't say it's super cheap, not super cheap like places around here like Albania, but it's pretty reasonable. For example, you go for a meal, you probably expect to spend between 10 and 14 euros for a meal, and for your main course, whatever it is you choose. But that is because we're in quite a touristy area. So we deliberately wanted to be in a touristy area where there's good environment in Kotor, but obviously the prices are going to reflect that. They're going to be a bit more expensive. I'm sure if we came away from the touristy area, we would be able to get cheaper prices, but we wanted to be more so where the action is and where these views are and where it's more English speaking and set up for us to live and work here more easily. So that's why it's quite comparable. But as I say, overall, for the whole course of the month, when you take into account the Airbnb cost versus the cost we were living where we were living in Manchester before, we are actually going to end up spending less money here for the month rather than what we would do, which I find absolutely crazy, that we're actually going to spend less and have a better lifestyle and get into a place with a nicer climate at the same time. So other things to consider as well are things like connectivity and community when it comes to being a digital nomad. So connectivity is huge. You need to make sure you've got good connection to be able to continue generating income, whatever that is for you. So for me, that's making sure that I've got good Wi-Fi so I can connect with my virtual assistants who are managing my e-commerce businesses. But it also means I've got good Wi-Fi so I can speak with the members of the Dropship Unlock community, so I can interact with them, learn from them, coach with them in terms of building dropshipping businesses. It's important that we've got good connection to do that on various Zoom calls, and that's been absolutely fine. The Wi-Fi is very strong in the apartment. Also, I've got a new SIM card while I'm over here in Montenegro, and the 5G connection in Kotor has been absolutely fine as well. It's perfect. In fact, better than places in rural UK, definitely, because we're in quite a built-up touristy area fairly. So 5G connection has been absolutely perfect in the town as well. Just a note on that, because it's not an EU country, Montenegro does require you to get a separate SIM card because it's not a country that's covered by the majority of UK contracts. So like my phone contract is with EE. So a majority of EU countries, you can just get the Roam Further pass and not need to have a new SIM card, and you can just carry on using your phone as normal. But because Montenegro is not in the EU, it's treated differently, and so you just need to get an eSIM card if you've got a phone that has an eSIM card, or if you've got a phone that has a physical SIM, then you just pick up a local SIM card when you arrive, and you can then just put in a new SIM card and use the data plan that you purchase while you're out here. So yeah, but simple enough. As soon as you got that eSIM, I did that before I moved out. I just switched that on the first day that we arrived, and connectivity has been absolutely perfect to make sure that my output's not changed for my business, even though I'm on a different part of the world. So yeah, in terms of community, there's not a large digital nomad community in Montenegro. It's not yet a big hotspot for people living and working out here, but that may change in the future due to the absolutely stunning views that we have here, the weather that's going to be a lot nicer than the UK, and the connectivity. As I said, the Wi-Fi is strong enough to support people in certain areas. Lots of free Wi-Fi in cafes, and the 5G is good. It's not yet a large community. There are hostels, which I'm actually just outside at the moment. So this is a hostel, so you get quite a lot of backpackers that come out and sit on this beachy area down here and along, which I'll take you along now. But obviously they're backpackers, so not digital nomads. So not necessarily a community of people that are working on businesses to talk with. So if that is a big part of what you'd like to do, then yeah, you might want to consider other locations for that. For me personally, I'm out here with my girlfriend, so I'm not solo traveling. So having a big community physically isn't huge for me, so it's been fine for me. But it would be a bonus if there was more of that. I think that might come in years to come because it's all set up for that already. So in terms of general lifestyle, it's no doubt that this lifestyle out here, being able to come on the beach when it's a nice sunny day, being able to walk up the mountain up here to see the views, being able to go to the local port with yachts in Porto, Montenegro, it's an incredible lifestyle. It's been brilliant. I've been here now for almost 2 weeks, and I'm here for 4 weeks in total. And yeah, there's just no doubt that right now I'm absolutely loving the lifestyle that you get to have out here in a warmer climate and in this part of the world. So yeah, it just comes back to the reason why I started my business in the first place. I wanted to be able to explore the world without taking a hit on the income that I'm generating. And in the 9-to-5 job before, of course, there's no way that you'd be able to go away for 4 weeks. Because for a start, your boss wouldn't allow you, but also because if you were out there, there's no way that you could actually keep up, maintain the work that you're doing, because a lot of it is in person, the 9-to-5 job I had before. Whereas when you create an online business, the difference is obviously massive, because then you can go anywhere and the world kind of opens up. As soon as you've got a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop and a phone that you can continue working on, you're able to do that from wherever you are in the world. So we will be continuing our travels around Europe for these 3 months. So while it goes dark and cold and more dreary in the UK, we're able to go out to Spain and also to Portugal before Christmas, which I'll be taking you along for the journey with. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments. And if you'd like this sort of video to continue, let me know. Also like and subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, because that helps me to know if you do enjoy this type of video. And if you're interested in building your own business to allow a lifestyle of more location freedom and living in places like this, then I'd recommend the best place to start would be to go ahead and join the Freedom Builders community, which is full up of ambitious people who are looking to build location, financial, and just some freedom for their lifestyle. So check out that community if you're interested. I'll make sure that's the first link in the description, and it's completely free if you want to check that out. But I hope overall that you did enjoy the video today as these flock of birds fly past me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the scenery, and I'll catch you in the next video.